Interview: The Rising of the Shield Hero audiobook narrator Kurt Kanazawa. One Piece Books just announced that the first book in the Rising of the Shield Hero Night Novel series has received an audiobook and is available on Audible, Audiobooks, BookBeat, Hobo Digital, Libro, and YoScribe. Professional actor Kurt Kanazawa is the book's narrator, and he spoke to Otaku USA about his training, his approach to doing his audiobooks, and some of his favorite anime. As an actor trained at Juilliard, how do you approach doing this audiobook? Thank you for this question. I love it. My graduate degree from Juilliard is in singing, GD Vocal Arts. And there's a genre opera singing called Lieder in German, chanson in French, or art songs in English. It's essentially a solo recital where one singer, along with one pianist, or sometimes an orchestra ensemble, tells a short story or a series of short stories without any costumes or scenery. My favorites include Fari's tragic song Cycle, El Horizon Chimaruk, or Shkoman's terrifying Belshazzar, or anything Biposi. Anyway, for me, audiobook chapters are like art songs. Instead of a pianist, I'm working with an ensemble of amazing sound engineers. So, yes, my Juilliard training inspects the approach I take today as an actor, writer, director, and audiobook narrator. You've done a few audiobooks. How is this different for the live action and theater acting you've done? Wow, another great question. In stage plays or television or film, we never physically speak as much as we do in an audiobook. A major difference also in live action and theater acting. Our bodies do a lot of the storytelling work. For example, when I was in Grey's Anatomy, when my nose is bleeding, I just bleed. Versus telling you about how I'm bleeding and on which parts of my clothes and all of those other cool deeds. On the practical level, you have a neutral audiobook narrating voice when a book is written in third person. But what I love most about The Rising of the Shield Hero was that it was written in first person. Some of my favorite recordings, like Tracy Cheese, We're Not Free, National Book Award finalist and Audiophile Magazine Award winner, and LA Theater Works productions of Nono Boy and Sisters Matsumoto, are all told from a first person perspective as well. I especially love those three historical fictions works as a Nikki Yonsei, fourth generation Japanese American myself. How do you bring the different characters to life while narrating The Rising of the Shield Hero? Watching the first season of The Rising of the Shield Hero Japanese was extremely useful to finding the voices and Naofumi, and especially Raptalia, the leader of which I probably will have done terribly different without. Also, Aneko Yosagi and the excellent translation create such an endearing world to work with that it was easy to just put into voices with the context of everything, every scene. Living in it was fun. What do you enjoy the most about narrating The Rising of the Shield Hero? Naofumi and Raptalia were so enjoyable to play, and also difficult because they have completely different registers of speaking. Raptalia's last chapters are also very moving, if excessively tragic. To be honest, I'm a sucker for melodrama as well, so Naofumi's tantrums were something I could access, probably a little too easily. Are you a fan of anime and manga? Do you have any favorites? I grew up with Pokemon Red and Blue. Yes, I still have my training cards. No, you cannot. You cannot have my holograms. Lastly, I love Attack on Titan. The music of this show is so good. And my boyfriend and I have occasionally been watching Castlevania. I wish I could watch more too, all the time, but between audition and writing directing myself, I relegated to quickly enjoying things over the shoulder of my boyfriend before bed and his iPhone, which is how I thoroughly enjoyed Fullmetal Alchemist, haha. Where can you people find more of your work? Acting wise, I played the title role in a live pieces, The Diary Letters of Stanley Hayami, a virtual reality film directed by Noni de la Peña, and created by Shano Yamato, that just premiered at the Eureka Film Festival, Immersive Category 2021. The film will be presented at the Japanese American National Museum in Little Tokyo here in Los Angeles, now drawn next January. I also guest star on the Cartoon Network show, and have more audiobooks I'll narrate and direct down the line. Ultimately, I auditioned manifesting a big-ass television series role, and it's coming. Directing-wise, I won the fellowship to write a pilot script about my grandmother, Shimiji Ryosaki Kanazawa, who is known as the Florence Nightingale of Hawaii, for her work during World War II. What keeps me up at night is all the American history, especially about people of color, that's been suppressed, including long histories of Black and Asian solidarity since the early 1900s. And continuing today, that has never been spotlighted on a major film or television series. To that, I directed a short film, which I co-wrote with my boyfriend, Jermaine Tyrell, called Lights Out, which has been accepted to our festival. We're very grateful. Thank you for taking the time to interview me, and for these amazing questions. I appreciate it, and I so enjoyed the story of the Rising of the Shield Hero Volume 1. Thanks to One Piece Books and Deb, Adean Audio for giving me this opportunity. You can check out the sample of the audiobook below.